are premiums doing in our team? You look at them: Haaland, blank; Isaac, blank; Salah, blank; Saka, blank; Kevin De Bruyne, blank. Do you know what we need? We just need to be easy like Eze on a Sunday morning. I want to rip up my team and burn it all to the ground like Dan Burn. But we have 2 more game weeks to save our season. And let's do it, because my name is Sims from the FPL Diamond Dogs with Sid from the FPL Diamond Dogs. Let's start the show. Oh, Sid, bruh.
Yo,
Sid.
bruh,
Sid.
bruh.
The
I don't think
way,
you
the
know
way
how
we,
angry I am, bro.
Sid, the way we were saying insufficient funds, the way we have too much funds, but we're spending on the wrong things. Spending on the wrong things, Sid. I
Bro, I
just
think,
sat there.
before we start the podcast, I
Yes.
think, I think it has to be said,
Yes.
Salah might be a must sell.
Bruh, can I tell you, I wish I sold him. I watched that whole Liverpool game. I never saw that man near the goal. Like operating. He was not like he stopped his individual goals. We should stop listening to your friend. Your friend lied to us. Like Salah's going for individual targets. Man has won the league. Man is just pay me my money. And then I'll start
Man has
scoring.
won the league and got his contract renewal. That's why he's like, fuck this shit. I'm going home to sleep.
He's like, "Bruh, I've done my due diligence. I won you the league. You paid me my money. Let me rest, and I'll start again next year." That's like, because even Saka was unlucky. Like, I felt like Saka could have done something, but the main culprits are Man City. How dare you face the worst team the Premier League has ever seen in their lives, and you go there and say, you know what? Ramsdale, you deserve a clean sheet. You know what? That's they are the main culprits. I'm actually going for Crystal Palace in this FA Cup. If this is the city we're seeing, Crystal Palace have this under wraps, man.
I don't know. I don't know. I think this is the
Have you
city
seen
we're
that?
seeing. I don't know because I think this is the city we're seeing that's going like, yeah, actually, guys, we've made it to top five. Do we really need to go much harder? Because I saw today, well, not today, yesterday, I saw that City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and Villa could all end on 69 points.
Hey
Could
now.
all end the season on 69 points, bruh.
No, like I don't like it's rough out here because I don't even know who's gonna make it. Because I thought Nottingham Forest came, my boy Wood came through. Yeah, eventually. But even Nottingham Forest, I thought would take it seriously. But I genuinely can't wait for that final game week match between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea, because
Mm.
I think that's gonna be the who makes Europe, because no team looks serious. Like okay, except for
Nah, I'm not
Newcastle.
gonna lie. I think Forest are out. I don't think Forest are
No,
making.
I do, but Sid, I'm a fan of the underdog. Some nostalgia. That good old fashioned. This man was let go by Tottenham because Tottenham said that he can't do it for them. Tottenham are now would be fighting relegation if this is a normal season without him. And then this man shows, I'm not the problem. You are the problem. And I am winning with players that no one believed in, and I believed in me. So I believe in that story for Nuno. Chelsea don't deserve nothing. Emery deserves to go through. Eddie Howe's been working hard. You know, Man City is Man City. That's just banter. You guys, ultimate bridesmaid. You always make the wedding a good party. You're always there to make the. You might not be your day, but you always make it a fun experience. So I want you guys
Hey,
to go
bruh,
through.
Arsenal are doing a lot before the transfer window is even opened properly.
Yeah, Zupermendi is around, fam. Like it's here we've gone. Not even go. It's gone. It's here we've gone. Like you guys are around, and I because I remember we were talking. when we did the podcast last year, we were talking to another Arsenal fan, and he's like, "Yo, that's exactly what we need. Another number six midfielder to pass the ball." I'm like, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's exactly what we do need." No, but you guys do need that because we don't you need more. Like that's what I said. I think you guys like since we're gonna talk about like football and stuff, you guys are like Arteta. This is your final stand. I feel like that's what you guys are giving Arteta, where you spent your time fixing up the defense this season. Now you're gonna get him as number six. I genuinely do think you'll buy a striker. I don't know if you'll buy like if maybe if you get Rashford on the cheap, but I definitely think you guys will buy a striker and then maybe try to get Rashford if he can find another left midfielder, greatness. But I genuinely think you guys are going to go all in next season and being like
I
Arteta.
I'll be honest with you. I think we will buy because of this weird transfer window, the pre Club World Cup transfer window. I think we'll go in and buy. We would have bought Zubimendi and a striker in that transfer window, and then I think the transfer window will close. Club World Cup will like whatever, and then a new transfer window will open again. In that time, I think what will end up happening is because there are players who have to leave.
Yeah,
So I think Arsenal are going to go in and get their striker and get Supermendy, then go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, cool guys, what do you think? Who's leaving? Who's staying? Who are we selling? Like in
mm.
that because there also are a lot of people leaving on freeze. Like Jorginho's wrapped up; he's probably gone.
Yeah. Jorginho's already gone. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah,
Yeah. Then what can we call it? They're trying to get Party to sign an extension, but who
yeah.
knows?
Mm.
There's Trossard also.
Mm.
There's Tierney also. There's
Nah, I think
Zinchenko
Tierney's
also.
gone.
Like I know Tierney's gone, but I'm just saying like there's also Zinchenko. There's
Mm.
also yo, bro. We might even tear up Tomiyasu's contract. Who knows?
Yeah, his
Like
injuries are a thing. Yeah,
so, there's like already off the bat, there's 7 to 8 players before we've even like yeah, we're bringing in 2 players, but there's 7 to 8 players who are disappearing from the squad. So I definitely think like when you look at Arsenal's like what's gonna happen is they're gonna figure out who the 7 to 8 like who from that 7 to 8 are staying or who's going or what's the story, and then they're gonna go back in and strengthen. And I think what will happen is you'll find, especially considering Berta and how good he is, how good he
mm.
was at Atletico Madrid
Mm.
at buying players for the cheap. I think you're gonna see Arsenal basically spending like probably 100 and something mil in the beginning, and then probably another 100 and something mil in the second half. But that in the second part of the transfer window, and getting like 5 6 players in through the door.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree with that. And it's so funny because of this like new mini transfer window because of the Club World Cup. Like for me, it shows me how petty Liverpool are. Because Real Madrid were like, yo guys, I'm sorry we signed you all on a free. I apologize. So just to sweeten the deal, we're gonna just throw you a young 500K. Just a young quick 500K, just so that he can join us now, in this transfer window. So, like, we apologize, but here's a young half a mil. Let's go. Liverpool are like, fuck you, actually. And they're like, nah, we're going to make you wait every last minute. We'll boo the man on the field. We won't play him any minutes, but screw you guys. That's how petty Liverpool are. And you know what? I
I
stand
don't
for it.
blame them, bro. I don't blame
No,
them
but
because
like,
like okay, wait. Actually, I do blame them because realistically speaking, right? 2 years ago, when Trent went for his contract renewal, when they put up a contract renewal, and Trent, who knows what Trent said? Maybe Trent said, "Listen, I'll think about signing again with you guys. I'll think about it." But also, to be fair, if your man hasn't signed in like 2 months, next transfer window he should have left. He should have left the club. They should have put him up for sale and said, "Cool, shop. We're selling him for no, like whatever cash. Whoever wants to buy him, come buy because he's not staying here."
No, yeah, I agree. Like, and we've seen Liverpool, like you've seen Real Madrid, like in January they offered 20, like so if by January you knew that this man wasn't signing, like just take the 20 and move on. You know what I said of
Yeah.
like I'll make some money. Like, and I know a lot of people because I'm not a Liverpool fan or whatever, and people apparently they made a money, but I can tell you whatever Liverpool offered him, I can guarantee it's at least 1.5 more at Real Madrid.
Oh
Just
yeah.
purely easy. I don't know how much they were offering him, but I won't say double because that might not be it. But it's definitely at least 1.5 more. So there's that, and then like
But it's also a thing of like they're not having to pay like 100 mil for him
mm,
or 80 mil for him because going on a free. So they can easily say, look, because we're not paying you 80 mil, we're not paying the club 80 mil.
yeah,
We'll pay you like
mm. And
what
hey,
was like even at a 500,000 a week. What is that
nah, I think you
man?
get like 350, maybe
No, but I'm
350.
just going like crazy. I'm
I
just going like for a crazy money.
yeah,
Five
mm,
hundred thousand a week gives
mm.
you so it's yeah 26 mil a year.
Yeah. Then
So
there's
on a 3 year contract, they would have paid him 70 something or 80 something mil. They would have
mhm.
paid him the 80 mil instead of paying Liverpool the 80 mil. So he's like, yeah, cool, I'll take the 500K a week,
Yeah.
whatever
No,
it could
and
be.
and and I think it's sad how like they're just angry, and I'm like, hey, you should have just treated your girlfriend better, my guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. I can tell you, like 2 years ago, if like that's Liverpool, like the fact that Salah and Van Dijk like had to wait this long because they were also home, bruh. They were home. Like I can tell you, if Van Dijk and Salah were the ages of Trent or even 2 years older, oh, they would have been gone.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that saved Liverpool is that they're both in their 30s. That's the only thing. So clubs weren't willing to 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 give them Liverpool money, knowing that. And since Man United have stopped being stupid, well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. We don't, we don't know yet. Because Casemiro and Mount are still our top three highest earners in the team. So.
Also, I think Man
Mhm.
United is still far from stopping being stupid, bro.
Oh no no no! Like oh yeah, because a lot of people are like, where, whoever Ange or Amaron doesn't matter whoever wins the Europa League, both of those brothers need to leave the team. Both
No,
of
okay,
those.
look. I don't think you can say that Amaron needs to
No,
leave
that's
the
what
team.
other people are saying. No no
No,
no no. For
well,
me,
those people are stupid, bro. They're stupid because you can't like you can't say that like okay, cool. Amaron came in when December,
I came in like just before December. Yeah, just before Christmas. So yeah, around
just yeah,
December
just
time.
before Christmas. We're sitting in April. No, we're sitting in May. Are we sitting in May or
Yeah,
April? May.
hey, yeah,
Man has
when
only had like 6 months in the job, and he had like and United didn't
he's
buy any
bought one
players.
player. He's bought one player.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
bought one
bought
player.
one player, and you're telling me, okay, cool. And man also had half majority of the 6 months he couldn't train with his players to get them to play any kind of football the way he wants. He hasn't had a
Mm.
preseason. You can't come and he's managed to get them into a Europa final.
Hey,
So like, how are you? I don't understand. Your fan base needs to be checked, bro. Your
no, no,
fan
no.
base needs to be
Not me.
checked.
Not me. I will not lie to you. I expected Amaron to do better than what he has done.
Yeah,
That
but
I
your squad is trash.
and that's what and that's what I want to get to now, where I'm like, you know what? I am happy because now there are players that are like Ericsson is gonna leave. Sadly, Lindelof, he's my O, is gonna leave. We need to give up on Shaw. Like it's enough now. Like it's enough now. Like so that is renewed Maguire's contract. Fine, yeah. Ericsson's gone. Who's gonna? Rashford is probably gonna leave. We're gonna try and find a solution for Sancho. We're gonna try and find a
I
solution
still
for
call the
Anthony.
best solution is United and Chelsea play each other after the and
Oh wait,
whoever
it's
wins.
this game week, fam. That's what we're labeling it. This game week is the battle of Sancho. this game week.
Wait, are
On
United
Friday
playing Chelsea
night.
this game week?
No, yeah, Friday.
Oh, okay.
Friday. It is the battle of Sancho. Whoever
No, no, no,
loses
no, no, no.
gets
No,
whoever
I want.
loses gets Sancho.
No, I want no Europa Cup final. No, can we get into the top four or can we drop out of the top four? Jeopardy. I want a straight dogfight for just Sancho. So that's what I think. You before Chelsea go away to this Club World Cup, they must sit down, play each other as a Chelsea can play it as a warm up or whatever they want to call it. Sell tickets. Do we keep Sancho or lose Sancho? That's the way we go. And I want to see
Yep.
this game. I want to see this game for only that reason. They must play to the
There's
and
no
then you'll
trophy.
see.
There's
Then
no
you'll
trophy. There's no trophy. It's just Sancho on a perch, and then the moment you lose, Sancho comes to your team to save you. That's the goal. That
But
the team
Sancho,
has to win.
but Sancho must play for Chelsea though. He must
No, no,
get
no.
game time to play for Chelsea because
No,
he's got to prove his worth. He's got to prove that he wants to stay at a club or leave a club.
No, he's proven his worth. He's proven his worth. He's been playing this whole season. Like he's been playing. So
No,
he's
no, no,
proven
no,
his
no.
worth.
It's not the same way. I think it'll be the most hilarious game to watch if it could ever come into fruition. I would
I swear,
pay money to go watch this game. It
as
would
long
be
as we get rid of Sancho, because the sad part is if Sancho comes back, he now becomes our second highest paid player in our league in our team, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is like Sancho earns more money than Bruno Fernandez. Like let's start there. Let's just start there. And I'm like, that's no, like, Sid, you think I'm joking here? That's the sad
no.
part.
I know you're not joking, but I just love.
Sancho
I love
earns
to.
more money than Bruno Fernandez, the man that for 6 years by himself has tried to lift this team to obscurity, like from obscurity by himself. Sancho has just come in, like the club's already popping, doing nothing. But yes, so I
Nah,
think we're gonna solve all of. So same like you, we're gonna solve all of those problems, and
yeah.
then we're looking at a keeper, and we're looking at Cunha. Cunha looks like
Nah, we're also looking at
it's.
Cunha. Eh?
I forget. No. We've
We're
already
also looking
agreed
at King.
personal terms. We've agreed personal
Okay,
terms.
you
You
can
must
agree
stop.
whatever you want to agree.
Stop,
We also looking at
stop
Cunha as a number
greedy.
10, bro.
You greedy here, Sid. We need
I'm
players.
greedy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm greedy for trophies.
Players.
I want to come out next season swinging. I want to look at this Arsenal team and just be like, yeah, guys, hey.
I just want to see a Manchester United team perfectly in Amaron. Then I can see if Amaron sucks. Like Tottenham, you can say Postecoglou got a striker. He got Solanke. He's
All I'm
got
gonna
his.
say to you, all I'm
Yeah.
gonna say to you is the last time Arsenal came second for 3 years in a row, what followed after that?
All I'm saying
All
is,
I'm gonna
Sid,
say
just
is,
like last
the-
season, I believe in you guys because I don't know what City are doing. Like Haaland needs to reevaluate his life. Foden needs to find Juju again. I don't know. I don't know if it's to go visit Sangoma or something because I don't know what City are gonna do. Liverpool are going to have a drop off because unless they sign players. I don't know. So I'm with you. I'm an Arsenal fan. Me, I just want to get to the top five. Let's make the Champions League the right way this time. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it the right way. Like that's what I'm asking for.
let's see. I don't think the top five is gonna be an easy race next season.
No. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, especially if we make the
Especially for a
Champions
team that should have been relegated this season. If
Okay,
the
so-
relegation teams are anywhere halfway decent, bruh.
Sid. Yes, everything you said is correct, but preseason, Amaran, Mason Mount, Kilimanjaro, Cunha up front, Amad
No.
Diallo back.
Cunha is gonna be back and it's gonna be in an Arsenal shirt, bro.
Okay, you know what? Let's leave this and actually go to FPL content because now I'm mad. Now you're making me mad. I'm trying to have hopes because
Why? Why are you trying to have hope? It's okay. You guys are gonna get Delap. You guys will get Delap, and that's fine. That's your number one target, bruh. That is literally your number one target. United's number one target is Delap.
You got Delap and Cunha. So we need two players. Two, Sid. Two players.
No,
You
you
know?
already took Obi from us. You've got Heaven. You don't need anybody else.
Okay, you know what? You took it. You know what? No, we're gonna start the show, Sid. I'm done with you. So yeah, we'll talk about this at the end of the season when we're doing transfers. But yes, so like you said, it's FPL content. That was just us rambling about football. But for
Yes.
FPL content, we are here for you. You know how we start every show. You know, we go through our past game week, and it was a rough game week. I sadly ended up beating Sid this game week. So, Sid, please start us off of the buffoonery of your bench. Let's go.
Okay, guys, listen here for a second. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It is Big G's fault. It is Little J's fault. It's all their fault, bro. So yeah, this game week, I got 52 points, which is better than the average. I'm not gonna lie.
About a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I also left 18 points on my bench.
Woo.
So so it could have been an even better game week, I'm not gonna lie. But I got Ryan goals with 2 points, Burn with 11, Nico Williams with 1, Minoz with 11, Salah with 2, Saar with 6, De Bruyne, who was my captain, was 6, Saka with 2, Vissa with 1, Isaac with 2, Wood with 8. Bro, at this point, it would have been better if I captained even like freaking Wood.
And I spoke about captaining Wood, bruh.
Yeah, you did. Then Ariola on my bench with 8, Murphy with 5, Timber with 0, and Konza with 5. And that was that was the sum of my game week. I just want to see, out of interest sake though, who is the keeper of the week? Was it
It might be Martinez. I think it is Martinez. Let me check. That is Ramsdale. Ramsdale with 10.
yeah, City, hey? You guys just useless. I don't know how you guys drew to freaking Southampton. But anyways.
None. Yeah, no. Don't worry. Yeah, no, my team not much better because I got 55, so I wasn't like obscenely greater. So I had Sanchez with 2. Um, ah, I don't know why I believed in Chelsea, but Sanchez with 2. Guardiola, not gonna lie, 3 clean sheets in a row. To be fair, Man City have been keeping clean sheets. So GG's to Man City and him. Munez, my boy, 11. Kirkes got me 2. De Bruyne also as captain got me 6. Saar got me 6. Salah, like I said, nonsense, 2. And Buemo maybe should have captained him because there was a lot of fantasy content creators captain. Buemo was 6. Jacob Murphy, 5. Mateta, we're gonna discuss this, my guy. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. 1 point. And yeah, I back to save my team again. You know, Christopher Allen Wood, 8 points. Never let me down. Has my vice captaincy. Should have made him captain, but has my vice captaincy on him. 8 points. I had Raya with 2, Konza with 5, Mamush with 1, and Kivior with 1. So I backed against the Arsenal clean sheet. That was wiped out very soon.
Yep.
That was wiped out. That was wiped out early. But Kivior, like the defense, California at the back. But yeah, Mamush and Mateta, my 2 strikers, are really giving me pains. But I don't have any more transfers, so I guess I have to go in with these heroes because I don't have much. I don't have much changes to happen.
I
I have
can
a triple
be a
captain.
hero, baby.
I might. I'd mess around and triple captain Marmoush because I'm like, I don't know who in my team I want to trust with that triple captain armband. But that's my last.
I
That's my
would
last.
I would say trusting. Also, by the way, just before we continue, my Danny Welbeck shot was a shot.
Oh, there's fire. No, no. I told you, Sid. You have to sometimes go back. Sometimes that ex knew how to do it right, fam. That ex had you covered, fam. Danny Welbeck has been nothing but loyal. Injury messed him up, but when he was fit, he'd be nothing but loyal to you. So the Visa shot never panned out. Even Cunha. That's why I said, don't believe in AI. AI was telling me about Cunha. What did Cunha do? Get you 0 points. That's
So,
exactly what.
hey, that's the show to come for United next season, bro.
Oh, no, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he hasn't worked at the Amaron. Doesn't have that Portuguese connection with Bruno Fernandes yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So,
mm,
so
mm, mm,
that's what's
mm.
gonna elevate him to the next level. You know
All
what
I'm
I'm
hearing
saying?
is bullshit, bullshit,
But
bullshit,
yeah,
bullshit,
I told you,
bullshit.
until the final is done, Sid, I have unprovoked happiness and confidence. Until this final is done, I am walking on cloud nine.
Okay.
But that final can ruin me. But until that moment when I go, champion, then I'll be hearing
Hey.
the Champions League music. I'll be like, we all want to be a champion. That's what I want to be. Anyway,
Okay.
uh, let's go on to our favorite segment. This is where we decide who we're going to bring into our team. It's our favorite segment. It's called Call Up, Trust, Believe, and Strike Three, you're out. So Call Up is exactly what Call Up is you know what? You like that song in karaoke. You heard that song in karaoke the one time, and you're like, you know what? That's gonna be my next song. Trust is when you pick that karaoke song that you know what, it's actually in the correct key, and you can actually remember all the words and you can sing it correctly. Believe is when what's the best way to say believe? Believe is when you get to the bridge of the song and you believe that you're gonna nail that key change, even though only you think that you can nail that key change, because you're the only one that sees it. But then, like, I can do it, and then strike three out is when you realize that maybe singing a Whitney Houston song is not for you, so you better leave this karaoke before it leaves you. So, Sid, who do you choose to call up today, Sid?
It's a tough one, but I think either in Buemo for me, um, but for most people, I think they already have Mbuemo.
Mm.
So I think a call up for. I'm just trying to figure this out. I think a call up for like um, maybe. Actually, no. Why am I lying? Actually, yeah, Mbuemo is definitely one. Then you definitely have, I think, Wood, and I think Danny Welbeck. Because I feel like in this, the way it's going, it's the smaller teams that are going to be scoring goals.
Yeah.
The bigger teams just don't look like they care. Oh, and another one. If you really want an Arsenal asset for the next coming game weeks, Mikel Merino might be it, guys.
I was thinking of Trossard. I was like, hey now, Trossard's
Trossard
been
or
around.
Mourinho, I think Mourinho is probably your best assets from Arsenal if you want to attack. But also bear in mind this game week, Arsenal play Newcastle, so
Yeah. Yeah, no, like it's also rough for me where I'm like, because you also have to. This week is laden with a lot of issues.
mm-hmm,
So, firstly, this weekend is the FA Cup final.
mm-hmm,
So that means that on Saturday, the FA Cup teams are going to play, and then the fixtures got rearranged to Tuesday. So that means that, like, for Man City and Crystal, like the other teams, Wolves and Bournemouth will probably play their starting lineups, so that's fine. But for Man City and Crystal Palace, hey, bruh, hey, if they win, and like their seasons are done. Like
Yeah.
maybe City needs to get one more draw to solidify European qualification from the next two games. Yeah, but then Crystal Palace, if they win, then they will still they will arrive to the game drunk. Like that's the sad part. They will arrive from the tour bus will still be running through greater part of London before they have to be like, oh crap, we have City on Tuesday, we have City in the morning. So 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 I generally think that Crystal Palace could rotate. Man City, well, I can't even guess what Pep's gonna do. So and we won't be able to get any team news because the game week would have been gaming.
Yeah.
And then for Man United and Tottenham, they're playing the Europa League final next week, midweek. So like they're gonna be like, "Whoa, guys, we're not getting injured at all." So the top seven players that already have their spots like locked down on the team, they're probably gonna be wrapped in cotton wool because we saw now Euro got injured while got taken off as a precautionary measure in the West Ham game. So they're gonna be like, "Nah, not today." We've both decided we're mad brothers. We're both surviving by the skin of our teeth. So I think that targeting those teams would be good. So then just beware of that when you're looking for what players to bring in. For me, because I know I might be going back to a Morgan Gibbs White. I think that I might go for Jared Bowen, and but for my special team, because I have a striker problem, I think I'm gonna go for Ollie Watkins, because Ollie Watkins' last two game weeks of the season are Tottenham and Man United, and both of those teams have shown they don't give a flying fuck about the Premier League. So Aston Villa out here trying to make Champions League versus two teams who are against winning. Like it's against their DNA to win in the Premier League. I think Ollie Watkins or like a Morgan Rogers is the correct transfer to look at going in. So Ollie Watkins is my number one target going into this game week.
I think Ollie Watkins is a good shot because Villa is still fighting. I think, like, yeah, it looks like they need to fight till the last day to make sure they get into that Champions League spot. But also, I'm not gonna lie. I think the best assets to probably own are Newcastle assets. Even I'd hate to say it, but I think they're just firing on a different cylinder compared to
No,
everybody
that's true.
else.
Yeah, I agree. Liverpool, yeah, I was just Liverpool are still fine, but they are playing Arsenal. That's my only thing of they're playing Arsenal this game week.
I honestly
So
think Arsenal are looking at it as like if they pick up a draw, it's fine.
oh yeah, because I think a draw will also. I think for you and City, a draw will certify top five for you guys. Because I know if you guys
Well,
lose,
for us, a draw basically does certify top five.
yeah. So
Like it won't certify second, but I think Arsenal want to keep the second. So for
oh yeah,
Arsenal
I
to
mean just
get
keep that.
second, the only team that can compete with them for second is Newcastle. So if they draw against Newcastle and then win against another team, win against I don't know. Our last game of the season is against. Hold on a second.
Your last game of the season is against Southampton. Southampton.
Yeah, so our last game of the season is a win, basically.
Yeah.
So a draw against
Hey,
New.
City never won. So I'm just gonna say City never won. Ramsdale might be like, oh, you guys wanted to get rid of me. You guys wanted to get rid of me.
Just don't
Okay.
see it
Let
happening.
me let me show you guys. I'm gonna stop you from making Europe. That's how that's what I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm just that's just
Yeah,
OTP.
you're being a petulant United fan again. So
Hey,
live
I'm
that life. Live that life. Stay with it.
okay. I was just
Live your life.
I was just I was just out there trying to think like, you know what? Maybe that's what he thinks in his head. I'm just putting it out there. I'm
He
putting
can think whatever he wants to think in his head. Maybe you guys should sign him because apparently he's dropping down. He's dropping
into
down, and
into the too many teams have seen Ramsdale go down and feel like no, Ramsdale wasn't the problem. And they bring him up. No.
hey, he
Maybe
might be
that's his
better than Onana.
No, no, no. I told you we're trying to sign that Torino keeper. I told you, Sid. I want new people to hate. This is the only thing I want from Man United. I want new things to hate. I've seen Ramsdale and people complain about him. No, I want somebody new to come in and then I can give them a chance and then they let me down. Ramsdale has let down too many other teams where I'm like, you know what? What did I expect? So I'm like, I'm good with Ramsdale.
I think he's a great
It's
rebuild.
fine.
I think he's a great rebuild keeper. You know.
Oh no, no. I think Ramsdale is a fine keeper. That's what I said of. But we already have Ananda who's a fine keeper. We need a good goalkeeper, and that's like how does Arsenal say, hey, to get to the next level, we need to let him go. So let's buy Ramsdale to get to Arsenal's level before they got rid of Ramsdale and then find a new keeper. No, 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 no. That's backwards thinking. that's,
Okay.
that's
Okay. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm not, I'm just saying, Onana still has not covered me in any faith, hope, or belief. But that's just my view on the situation. I want to sign this new Torino keeper. Apparently, he's nearly 7 foot. He's a tall ass. Oh, he can actually come for the ball. He can stop the shots. I'm like, let's go for him. I don't care about playing out from the back. That's what the defenders are there for. But
Okay.
trust. The person I'm choosing to trust is actually Mohamed Salah. Um, I'm thinking of making Salah my captain this game week.
Are you
Um,
okay?
no, I'm just thinking. Sid, this is it's only Monday. Well, I don't know when you hear this, but we're recording this on Monday,
On Monday.
so it's only Monday right
You
now.
think Salah is gonna play a great game against Brighton?
Sid.
I just came.
This
Okay, wait till we get to our strike three. Anyways,
okay. Yes, I'm just saying. I'm not seeing a lot of players that have good fixtures this game week. So I don't know. Maybe the person I bring in. So I'm looking at bringing in. I said Watkins. So I'm looking at. So Watkins right now is my one transfer because I only have one transfer, and we spoke about not taking minuses anymore. So Watkins is looking like my striker that I'm going to bring in. So it's either Watkins or Salah in my mind. In my mind. So I'm gonna trust in the boy because he has to stay in
not
my
again,
team.
not Chris Wood.
Ooh, it might be Wood actually because West Ham aren't a very good. Okay, can't say that because it just beat us. But West Ham aren't
Don't
a
worry,
very
bro.
good
Everybody is above you. Everybody is above you. You can't.
except Tottenham.
Okay,
Except
fine. Except Tottenham, but everybody else is above you.
that's true.
Everybody
Everyone
else is
that's in
above
the
you.
league
So
is
you,
above us
everybody
except.
else, for that matter, everybody else is better than you. So you can say that. You can
Okay.
say they're not a good
Okay,
team.
West Ham on a good team. So yes, Chris Wood also. So it's between Watkins and Wood because that's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna bring in. So yes, so yeah, but I'm choosing just to trust in him because he can't carry on being shit. Like he's been so good this whole season. I'm like, let's end off strong. You know what I said? Let's enjoy this, and he's just and Liverpool can get a penalty. Let's just hope for that. You know what I said of? Liverpool can get a penalty. He can get an assist for Nunes or Diaz, and we just move on swiftly. Like it's very easy for Salah to get returns, so I'm willing to trust in him. You can go, sir. Who do you trust?
I'm gonna trust in. I'm gonna trust in Vissa. I
That's
think
fair.
this is a good option for a trust this game week. In particularly because I think Brentford still have stuff to play for, and I'm just going for teams that have something with the hopes of getting something.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trusting. I think Brentford can still get Europe. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brentford can still make Conference League. I think. Yeah, they can make Conference League if City win the FA Cup.
which more than likely will be the scenario.
So if City win the FA Cup and Newcastle qualify for the Champions League, because then both of those teams would have qualified for Champions League, so then their spots go down to what position you finish in. So they have opportunities to make Europe.
Yeah, so there is a
Okay.
possibility.
No, no,
So
that's
like yeah, yeah, there's a possibility to make Europe. So let's see what happens.
okay. My belief is gonna be Marmoush. Um, because even though Haaland has, because like I said before, I don't know what they're gonna do. But the best of Marmoush that we saw was actually when he was playing with Haaland. Like that was when he was the most prolific. So Haaland
Yes.
being back is actually a good sign.
No, I agree with you.
And
I definitely agree with you.
especially and then especially since we know that we won't know who's City playing in the FA Cup. We won't know their team because the deadline's on Friday. But there's in one of those games, Mamush is going to start. So let's just hope that the game he starts in is the game on for FPL. And his best form has been since with Holland. Since he's arrived at the club, he's only missed 2 game weeks. He only hasn't started twice in the league since Holland, since he's arrived in January. So he is a player that Pep usually does play. So I'm going to hope that this was an anomaly. The fact that he came off of the bench shows us that Pep actually values him to get goals and like he values him as part of the system. So considering that they have that game and I think they also have an easy game in their game week 38. Um who they're playing at game week 38. Let me just check.
They are playing.
They're playing Fulham, which they have
Yeah.
nothing to play for. Fulham have nothing to play for. So because of that, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne's swan song, his final showdown. Like it's all set up. So I'm willing to believe and do that key change for my boy, Mamush.
Okay. If you say so. My belief is in Saka.
That's fair.
I want to believe in
Played
Saka.
well. He played well, actually.
He's playing well. He's just not putting the ball in the net. So hopefully, let's see if that changes this game week because we're going to need it against Newcastle. And I think he might be a good differential because I think a lot of people did take him out of the team. So what's his effective ownership right now? Saka's effective ownership is on FPL is only 17%.
Oh, okay.
Only 17% of
Yes.
people own him. So it is a bit of a
I think it
differential.
might change for the game for the final game week when you play Southampton. I feel like a lot of people will try
Yeah.
to bring him in for that final game week.
Yeah. So I'm hoping this game week though does the business and gives me a bit of a thing. And I might also I don't know. Well, let's see. We'll go to strike three out and I'll let you know what my
Yeah,
plan
so
is
my
then.
strike three out, and I'm sad to say, but Mateta, it's time. You can't be doing any better. Like, I think the biggest swing was when we all wildcarded around game week 32, 33. We all had a choice of which 3 Crystal Palace players to go for. And a lot of us picked Muniz, either Saw or Eze and a Mateta. And I think Mateta has scored 1 goal in since game week 33. So he really hasn't been the asset that we should have picked out of the three. And if we never picked Eze or Muniz, like depending on how you decided to do it, you really felt you really felt the burn of we were the correct choice to go for a triple up on Crystal Palace. But if you never picked Eze or Muniz, you really have fallen behind, especially Eze. So we took a gamble and it hasn't worked. And I'm not willing to go down with the ship. So and I definitely think because Mateta will start in the FA Cup game, I definitely think that this is an Eddie Nketiah game um,
Mm-hmm.
in the league. So I definitely think it'll be a game that Eddie Nketiah plays after the FA Cup game. So I definitely think that it is a time to get rid of Mateta. So for me, he's an automatic sell, and I wouldn't be against getting rid of Saar as well if you have the transfers. Because yeah, Crystal Palace won't have anything to play for. Even though I think Crystal Palace will score goals, I just think there's so many. Excuse me. There's so many players that are actually getting consistent returns
Yeah.
that if you have the transfers, I'd keep Muniz for attacking threat. But I definitely think that those two players are players that if you have the transfers, you should consider getting rid of. So those are my two strike three outs.
My strike three outs are interesting because my strike three outs are Salah and Isaac.
Ooh,
Yeah,
contentious.
because I think Salah definitely man's not returned in over 3 or 4 game weeks since basically Liverpool have won the league. He's not returned, and even
Yeah.
before that, he wasn't returning. So, what's the necessity for him to do that now? All he has to do is just keep playing. Most of that Liverpool team, I don't even think Liverpool I think they showed up against Arsenal because it was a point to prove that even though that we won it, Arsenal were in the race with us, so we have to beat Arsenal or draw with Arsenal to show that we're a good team and we deserve the trophy or whatever it is. Even though they do,
Mhm.
Liverpool deserve it. Well done to Liverpool, whatever. But I think that's why they played a strong game. But you saw when they played Chelsea, it was not a strong team at all. And I don't think we're going to see a strong team from Liverpool for the rest of the season.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's gonna be like we're just here kind of thing. Like we don't really need the points. We don't really need to do anything. There's nothing else to prove now. Like I think the Arsenal game was the last game which they had something to prove. But
mm.
I don't think barring now I don't think there's anything else to prove for them. So I think it's just gonna be like okay cool, come and kick a ball around for a couple hours and call it a day.
Yeah. There's no like, hey, let me push my hamstring a little bit further just to
Yeah,
make that run in behind. Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. No, no.
and like you
So
said, Trent is probably not going to play.
oh no, they can't play. After Liverpool fans booed him, I'm like, I think he needs to go. Like this is when I'm like, hey, just accept the money then. If you don't, if your fans don't even want him to be on the field, just take the 500. Just buy everyone presents then, end of season presents, and let it go. But yeah, I don't think Trent's gonna play. But they, yeah,
Yeah, so that's all. I think Salah's out, and then Isaac. I just don't think he's been worth the money for the last few game weeks, and the way Newcastle have set up.
mm,
Honestly, having Murphy and having a Burn, you good. Like having another defender, maybe another Newcastle defender could be an option, but I think you're good. I don't think you need Isaac, and even if Isaac does make points, I think there's more of a higher upside to maybe going for getting rid of Isaac, bringing in a Welbeck or whatever, and then taking that money into midfield and replacing Saar, like you said. If you have the transfers, replacing Saar with a better player, a Jared Bowen could be an option for the next coming game weeks. I
and
think
If you don't have Saka,
a Saka, a Marino, there are other players. Like you said, there's so many midfielders right now that are banging in goals.
mm,
And Eze even. I know as much as you are
yeah,
saying, as much
mm,
as you are saying that there's a good chance of rotation and whatever, whatever.
Mm.
But the man has been returning, and I don't. Even if they were to
And some
lose,
penalties. Yeah,
yeah,
no.
even if they were to lose, whatever, I think he still gets a goal or something along the lines of that.
Oh
Eze,
yes, no.
I
I
think
would
Eze
not get rid
is,
of Eze. I said Mateta. I would not get if I had Eze. I would keep him till the cows come home.
yeah, exactly, and I think so. That's why I think it might be a better option to go like get rid of Isaac and get rid of Salah. I would even make an argument for KDB.
Yeah,
I'd even
because you'll
make an
definitely play the last game of the season, so we
yeah.
know
He'll
that.
play in the last game of the season, but I don't think he's. I just don't. I don't know. It depends on how the Haaland Marmoush combo works out because I think you've seen KDB returning the most when Haaland and Marmoush are playing together. So it depends
Yeah,
how much time of that. How much of that time are they gonna get? Is he gonna get to do that with them? There's 2 game weeks left, so there's a good possibility, but it's more of a free like that's more of a more realistic punt. I just think yeah. So that's why I'm more like you could make the argument for KDB, but for Salah and Isaac, I feel like it's also like yeah, it's time to get rid of them. And I also think, like I keep saying before, the smaller teams or the less the teams that are not as high up are more likely to bang in goals and have crazy games and whatever whatever the next 2 game weeks because we've seen it year in and year out, and that's the type of scenario we see.
yeah, no, like I've sold Isaac, so yeah, I sold Isaac for Wood last game week.
Yeah,
So I'm not because I saw Wood's fixtures, and Isaac hadn't been returning like he had been returning before, and so and Salah, I think since we've wildcarded him, well, not wildcarded him in, but since we've wildcarded, I think he's only scored one open play goal. So
yeah,
I'm sure he scored 2 goals. I think one is a penalty, but I know that he's only scored one open play goal since game week 32, 33, depending on whenever you wildcarded. So that's at least 4 to 5 game weeks of being the most expensive player, and you've gotten one open play goal from him.
yeah.
So that is but the Salah thing is, I would you make sure you use that money. That's my that like that's my thing of cool. You can have them. You can sell Salah, but if you're selling him without any reason to sell him, mm, but I
But
fully
that's what
agree that
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have other options available to go to, like maybe going to, I don't know, like it's gonna be quite costly for points to be honest. So it might not make
yeah,
sense
that's
in
not
the
yeah.
end. It might not make sense in the end. It just depends
But
on
it
how many
might make sense
chances.
because you saw Eze scored 2 goals. If you took a -4 for him, he got 16. Salah got 2. So like you've made 12 points, you know. So sometimes um sometimes it could be worth it. And Bremo just got an assist and it would have cancelled out the thing and you'd have now in Bremo rather than Salah.
Yeah,
So you just have to weigh up you just have to weigh up you have to do it at this game week, and that's what I said of because the last game week, there's no way you're gonna get your returns back. So if you make it this game week, if you do take a minus, the least thing you'll do is you'll at least make sure that he'll outscore him for the next 2 game weeks, so that is then the price will be worth it. Because Liverpool, I think their final game they're gonna play all the kids because they have nothing to play for.
yeah,
So there is also a chance where Harvey Elliott's and your Curtis Joneses of the world, your Chiesas, like even Nunes might start. You know, that's it of.
yeah,
So so if you're gonna do that Salah thing, yeah, those are how you should do it, and you must just commit to it. But yeah,
yeah,
so I fully agree with you. Alrighty, so let's end off with our hindsight is foresight, where we predict all the results for this coming game week, so we can decide what to do with our teams. So both teams that are in the Europa League final get a nice Friday kickoff, so that they can get some good rest for the midweek Battle of the Bastards. That's what we're naming it. It's Battle of the Bastards. We're gonna first start off with Aston Villa versus Spurs. I think the same as this game week, it's gonna be 2-0 to Aston Villa. Spurs are gonna lose 2-0.
Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah, there's nothing to argue.
Yeah,
The,
I think it's
yeah.
gonna be the same result. So then now we have the battle for Jaden Sancho's heart. It's the battle for whoever wins doesn't need Jaden Sancho. If that's what you want to go for. So then I want Man United to win so you don't keep Jaden Sancho. Because the losing team needs Sancho to save their season. I personally think it's going to be 1-1, but I think Chelsea will win 2-1.
I think it's gonna be another 2-0 defeat.
Hey, I've had Sanchez said, trust me, clean sheets don't come by Chelsea's
Yeah,
way.
and like you said, United are not going to care about the league at
That's fair.
all.
That's fair.
And hey, looks like Sancho's coming home, bro. That's all I have to
No,
say. It looks like
no,
Sancho's
you
coming
don't
home.
want him. You don't
It,
want him to come home.
it
You don't.
looks like Sancho's
You
coming
want
home,
him.
bro.
I
Loser
want him to
gets
be
Sancho,
happy.
and you're gonna be the loser because it's gonna be a 2-0 loss.
I'm actually like I'm not against it. I genuinely think that's what's gonna happen because both teams are legitimately gonna be like, bro, we're waiting until Thursday. Thursday it goes down. So then the game week will start proper. Everton versus Southampton. I think Southampton had their nice run, but I think Everton are gonna win this 3-1. 2-1 or 3-1? Two. No, 2-0. 2-0.
2-0. I
Pickford.
think this is gonna be another 2-0 or maybe even a 3-0.
Yeah, I think 3-1. Yeah, let me go 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 Everton. Because Everton have been Moyes has found something in this team that Dutch couldn't find, bro. They've lost their clean sheets, but they've been scoring a lot of goals. Beto has been looking good. He's also somebody that you should consider because yeah, they scored 3-1 against Fulham. So Beto is somebody to consider.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so I should think 3-1. Yeah, actually, let me go 3-1 to Everton because I think Everton
I
have
go.
been in some really good
I'm gonna go
form.
still like a 3-0. I'm gonna go like a 3-0.
Okay.
And then
Um,
West Ham Forest. I think Forest win
I
one.
think it's going to be yeah, Forest win 1-0.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a 1-0 win to Forest.
Yeah, then they can go into their final game of the season knowing that a win against Chelsea takes them through to the Champions League. Going to be a beautiful final game. Hey, Sid, I'm trying to write a story here. You are out here against narratives. You're an enemy of progress. Nottingham Forest, the underdogs, come back to Europe. They have one game versus the billion-dollar juggernaut. Who's gonna win? David versus Goliath. It's written in the stars. That's your issue. You don't like script writing. That's your issue. You don't believe in
I'm
stories.
not a scriptwriter, so I'm a realist. I don't live in a dream world, bro.
What? No, I create my dreams so it can become reality.
Hey, bro is out here lying to himself.
No. I'm telling the truth. Well, I told you, Sid. It's only a lie. It's only a lie if you don't believe it. So that's what's stopping you from it becoming the truth. Your belief.
Okay,
So
I
then
believe you.
Brentford versus Fulham. Oh, I think Brentford win this 3-2.
Okay.
Yeah, Brentford win
Yeah,
3-2.
I agree with you. I see a Brentford win 3-2.
Yeah. Now this is also a thing of hey, it's the you
Oh,
know what?
I know what this game is gonna be. I know what this game is gonna be.
I
Jamie
really don't
Vardy,
know.
Jamie Vardy with a brace. At
Actually, yeah, the Jamie Vardy party one more time. Just one more time.
time.
He's gonna turn back
That
time.
time.
Um,
I see Jamie Vardy with the brace against Ipswich to secure his history in Leicester City as their greatest player of all time.
I'm actually opposite to you, but the same. I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw. I think both of these guys are like, you know what, guys, we tried. let's just go out there and have fun. You know, it's first break. It's first break now. It's first break. We're playing PE. Let's just, let's just let's play for the vibes. Let's forget about defending. But you forgot about defending the whole season. But like, let's forget about defending and just have a good time. So I think it's going to be 2-2. I think it's going to be 2-2. I agree with the Jamie Vardy party, but I think it's going to be 2-2 Leicester Ipswich.
Okay, you can live in that world. I think it's gonna be 2-0.
You know, what world do you want to live in, Sid? Because my world seems fun. Your world doesn't seem entertaining to me. That's what I'm saying.
It's entertaining to me to watch Jamie Vardy hit that party one more time, bruh.
And then we have, I think this is a 1-1 draw. Newcastle versus Arsenal. I think it's a 1-1 draw. Yeah, that's
I think
pretty much.
Arsenal win 1-0.
Oh, okay. So then I must start Raya then. All right, cool.
I think
If we're
Arsenal
gonna
win
believe such
1-0. I
things.
think it's gonna be a very close game.
Oh no, it's
Um,
gonna be very close. Yeah.
I think it'll be a very close game, and I think Arsenal win it 1-0 because I think Arsenal.
You have to win this game to secure second place. So
Yeah,
Arsenal, you need to win this game. If they want to secure second, this is
because yeah,
Arsenal's game.
I think they'll basically try win it 1-0 this game week, and then call it a day. Like I think at that point, Southampton will be a kids game.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I mean like a legitimate kids game with all those kids that we have on the
Oh,
bench from
oh, you
academy.
get to see when Yuri and the boys finally run
Yes,
out,
I
fam.
think it'll literally be. I think it'll literally be like Arteta's version of like, okay, guys, I want to see who I'm keeping in this team next year. So go out and enjoy yourselves.
Okay, that's a good shout. That's a very good shout.
Well, I'm hoping. Actually,
I
let me rephrase that. I'm
no, no,
hoping
actually no,
that's
Sid.
what that
In
man
this
is doing.
world that you live in, that's a good world that you live in, Sid. In this world that you are living, that is the correct way to look at it. So you going? I still go 1-1, but you go 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah.
Brighton, Liverpool. I go 3-1. I'm like Salah returns to form. Liverpool solidify themselves as la champion. So I go.
How can they solidify themselves when they've already won the trophy, my guy? The
No,
trophy
they
has
solidify.
the trophy has been engraved with their name on it.
Yeah, but they only
They've
claim the
taken it
trophy next week.
they've taken it home. They've taken it
No, they
home,
haven't been
put
given
it
it
in the
yet. They're only getting it next week, Sid.
no.
Next week they're
I'm
getting it.
telling you, this is the level of solidification that has been done. The trophy has been engraved. They've
Okay.
taken it home. They put it in the trophy cabinet. They're waiting till next week to show the rest of their friends. Here's my cabinet. Take a look.
So for them, they're like, hey, this is a welcome home party to the trophy then. So then let me give it the welcome home party. You know, now you put it in the cupboard. So now they're just engaged. They're engaged to be married.
Nah.
They're engaged to be married. The wedding date is set next week. So now this is the engagement party. There we go. So now I'm just here enjoying the engagement party. Let's even call it the bachelor party. So that's why I'm like, so this is the bachelor party just before we get to the actual wedding and the vibes. So I think that the bachelor party, they're gonna let wild. They're gonna have
Have
a
you ever
good
watched
time.
Hangover? Have you ever watched Hangover?
I have watched The Hangover. I have watched The Hangover.
So, and what happens at the bachelor party? Everything gets fucked up.
That is true.
So,
It does go to shit.
Liverpool lose 2-0 in this game, bro. Liverpool lose
Okay.
2-0 in this game because it's the
3-1,
bachelor party.
3-1, 3-1 to Liverpool. 3-1 to
2-0,
Liverpool.
2-0 to Brighton.
Hey,
Danny
you
Welbeck
trust
to
your boy
score
Welbeck.
brace. Danny
You love
Welbeck to
your boy
score
Welbeck.
brace. Yes.
Just even though it's not a Premier League fixture, I go Crystal Palace to win the FA Cup. Just so people know,
Yeah,
Crystal Palace to
I
win the
also
FA
want
Cup.
Palace to win the FA Cup. They've never won
Um,
it before.
and then it saves me because I had huge hope for Glasner. Like when I go back to our predictions for the year, I think I had Crystal Palace in the top seven. So I had hopes and dreams for them. So I want my faith to be restored. Of at least they won a trophy. So then, Crystal Palace versus Wolves. I don't know what type of team this will be, so I'm gonna go 1-1 Crystal Palace and Wolves because
I
I
think
just don't
I
know.
think
I don't
Wolves
know what
win.
team's gonna play. Yeah, I don't know
I
what
think,
team Wolves are going to play.
yeah, neither do I, but I feel like Wolves will be. Like, if Palace win the FA Cup,
Mm.
there's no good football coming out of them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're still going to be drunk. Yeah, they're going to arrive drunk on the field. I get you.
If Palace lose the FA Cup, there's going to be no good football that comes out of them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's true. No, no.
So it's a 1-0 to Wolves.
But not to Wolves. Man City have something to play for because they still haven't qualified for the Champions League yet. So I do think that they will try and get a draw against Bournemouth. So
I
I
think
think
Bournemouth win 2-1.
yeah, I think it'll be 2-2. I think they'll get a draw because City still have stuff to fight for. So I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. So I think both FA Cup team they draw their games. 1-1 for Crystal Palace and Wolves and 2-2 for City Bournemouth.
No, I think Bournemouth win their game 2-1.
Okay, so you want both FA Cup teams are losing.
Cause
Okay.
it's hard, bro. That is a
Nah,
hard. That is a
I'm
hard,
supposed to
especially for
hustle.
Palace. It's a hard thing to come back from. Man City's a different beast, but also at that point in the season, they don't really like. As much as you want to say they need to qualify for Champions League. Like, yeah, I guess they do need it because
It's shaky. It's shaky.
It's
It's
shaky.
very shaky. It's they can't just be losing games. It's shaky at the top. It's shaky, man.
No, but I mean, like, if Newcastle lose, Man City loses, Chelsea wins, Villa wins,
Nottingham Forest wins.
and Nottingham Forest win, it's still the same. It's still the same table, bruh. Nothing's changed.
Shaky.
And then you know what? For your script writing abilities, we
Let's
go
go.
to we go to the final game week of the season. Every
All
team in the
five
top
teams
five.
can make it and not make it. Beautiful. Actually, said that's better. Then we can get the symmetry of it's everyone's final countdown. They're rising up back on the streets. It's gonna be a beautiful time. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
so then
yeah.
those are our predictions. Yeah, we'll be doing a deadline stream, so that's when we'll go through like our captaincy options and like what our final teams are looking at. But right now and Monday, I am looking at Watkins and possibly Jared Bowen. So like those are the two people that I might be looking at to bring into my team. Captaincy is Watkins, Wood, or Salah, so we never know. Oh, I might even go because Chelsea are playing Man United. I might even go back to Ice Cold Palmer. No,
No.
actually, no, I actually wanted to stop myself now this time. I've lied a lot today, and I'm like, I can't even pretend. I can't even pretend to be like I'm gonna go for for
I
Cole
can't
Palmer.
even support that pretend.
No, I can't even pretend to you guys. So actually, take that back. Man United are still going to be terrible, but there's I would go Madueke. I would rather go for Madueke than go for Palmer. So yeah,
Yo.
Palmer. I'd go for Fernandez. Enter Fernandez is actually somebody that could be a shot. He's not been doing too badly, but yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my options for the week. Sid, any beginning of the week um, ideas that you're swirling through?
I'm just getting rid of Salah and Isaac.
Okay.
But like you said, I need to do a feasibility study on whether or not that makes sense.
Alrighty, that makes sense. Okay, guys. So then we'll see you guys later in the week. Thank you for listening to my episode. My name is Tibbs from the FPL Diamond Dogs.
My name's Sid,
And remember, we're number one in the field.
and number one in your hearts.
Oh.